So a few weeks ago, we ran into this problem where the conversations that we were having with the leads were just absolutely terrible. And it was so bad that one of our realtors wasn't getting any appointments. We changed the images on the ads, we changed the offers, we changed the copy, we changed the time of day that we called at, but nothing just really seemed to work for some reason. Nothing seemed to improve the conversations that we were having. But then we realized that that was the problem. The actual conversations that we were having were absolutely terrible. So after a lot of trial and error, we figured out and fixed 3 things that then allowed us to have an average booking rate of 20% across dozens of clients. So that means 1 in every 5 leads that we talked to, we were able to book for an appointment with the agent, whatever that was: buyer's consultation, seller's consultation, home viewing, home evaluation, any of that. So in this video, I'll be sharing those 3 things with you, as well as actually going in and showing you multiple examples of calls being made live in our system. Now, when it comes down to actually building relationships in order to close deals in real estate, the number one thing that you obviously need is trust. That's hard to develop when you're first talking to someone. Online leads are just naturally going to have that much higher level of resistance compared to referrals, for example, which just naturally have that trust built in because you've been referred to them by someone they know and trust. So that's why you really have to pay attention to the tone and the language that you use when you're first talking to someone in order to leave a good first impression, because it really just determines whether or not they're going to trust you. So here's an example of that first impression.
Hi, I'm looking for Chris.
Speaking.
Hi, Chris. My name's Gabe. I'm calling on behalf of... He's a realtor. How are you today?
Pretty good, thank you. Thanks for calling.
Good. Yeah, I'm just calling because I see you had showed interest in one of our forums regarding downsizing in Calgary.
Well, it's not really downsizing. I've never sized at all. I'm a first-time home buyer, but I figured I want something small. I don't want my first home or anything. I'm just looking for something equivalent to which people are downsizing to.
Okay, and have you thought about condo versus bungalow? Like, what are you kind of looking for?
So as you can see there, it's very low pressure. You're not like, hey, I just see here that you want to downsize tomorrow. It really completely lowers the sales resistance. And he's just asking her a simple question. Okay, and have you thought about condo versus bungalow? Like, what are you kind of looking for? His tone is really putting across, you don't have to move tomorrow. I was just sort of wondering what you were sort of looking for if you were to move.
I'm trying to stay away from condo. I don't like the apartment style look. I'm thinking duplex or fourplex or row house or something along that line. I've already pre-qualified for 400.
Okay, pre-qualified for 400. And how soon are you looking to buy?
No rush. I'm in a rental right now, and the rental is, well, hopefully before fall. I haven't given my notice here or anything, so I haven't given my notice. But I'm just tired of renting and living in a lower suite with people banging around above my head.
She's told him so many things, and he's literally only asked her 1 or 2 questions. And this is exactly how we do our lead calls. We just ask them to tell us a little bit more about their situation. Just vaguely tell us a little bit more about their situation. And then they just spill it all out every time. And this works time and time again. And you might have heard this before, but in business and in sales, you don't have to be the one to always be talking in order for the other person to feel like they had a good conversation with you. You could meet up with a client and talk 10% of the time, and they could leave that meeting feeling like you're the smartest person in the world. You just have to know when and how to ask the right questions. And so that is exactly what we do with these calls, and that's how we're able to achieve such high booking rates. It's because these people tell us every single one of their problems, and then we just provide the solution that just so happens to fix all of their exact problems.
So I don't know how it works with finding a realtor. Do you just throw your name in the hat? And I have no idea how it all works. So I'm 60 years old and I've never bought a house. So
totally understandable. What basically how it works is I'm kind of just a middleman. If it makes sense, I could schedule you a quick call with him. He's the realtor, and he can just get to know you, introduce himself, and you guys can make a plan together for what moving forward might look like.
That is an absolute killer finisher, and it works every single time. And that's because the second thing that we do on these calls that works so well is make them feel like they don't have to do much at all. Because they've already shown interest. They've already done so much. They don't want to do anymore. So you have to provide as much value as possible and make it seem like not a big investment on their end at all. Just casually mention what you actually want from the conversation. Make it completely low stress and no obligation for them. And because of that, you'll have goodwill on your side. And it'll feel like their idea. If you noticed, he said, if it makes sense for you to have the realtor reach out. Not, I can put you in touch with the agent and he can help you find this new house and buy it. No. If it makes sense, he can reach out, sort of introduce himself, can learn a little bit more about you, maybe put a plan together for what moving forward could look like. That sounds like a much nicer experience for the prospect because it feels like she doesn't have to do anything at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Would you have time, let's say tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow?
Well, I work during the day, so in the evenings.
In the evening. Okay. And what time would work for you?
Around 6:30 or so.
Around 6:30. Okay. I will get him to call you tomorrow at 6:30, and I'll tell him exactly what you're looking for, and then he can, just introduce himself, maybe put a plan together, and maybe show you some listings.
Okay, that would be lovely. Is that how it all works?
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. She got her logical next steps that any other person in her situation would do. From her perspective, some young man called her and just helped her take those next logical steps. And that's exactly how it's done. So the third and final thing that we keep in mind when we're actually talking to these people, obviously in order to keep this ethical, is just to try and remember that your only intention with these people is to try and help them take that logical next step. It's to help them make the right decision, not pressure them into one. A lot of realtors out there call leads and they try to be all these sleazy salesmen with these cool one-liners that overcome objections, when really, if you just truly have the intention and these people's best interests in mind and at heart, they can feel that, even through the phone. And they want what's best for them, and you want what's best for them, so your desires are aligned, so that completely gets rid of any kind of sales resistance. So just to recap, the three things that we keep in mind when we're making these lead calls for our agents is the language and tone that we use in order to build trust. We make them feel like they don't have to do a whole lot, and we use pressureless language. And then finally, we keep the intention of helping them as our North Star. And we try to transfer that understanding to them that we just want what's best for them and we want to help them make the logical next step. And so by combining all three of those things, that's exactly how we were able to keep a 20% booking rate across all of our clients while making hundreds of calls a day. So I hope this video gave you some value and some insight of things you should be doing when you're calling your own leads. If you like the video and want to see more stuff like this, make sure to like it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Until next time, take care.